Hi, friends. My name is Sophia, and this is my brother Ethan. He just got back from school, and now he has to go work at a burger place near our house to wash dishes for 4 hours. Why? Because he owes our parents a ton of money. Of course, it's not easy for a kid to make a lot of money. That's why he's working 7 days a week. But even if he keeps working at this rate until he finishes high school, he still won't be able to pay back everything he owes. Dad says, pay off what you can and we'll think about the rest when the time comes. Ethan goes to wash dishes at the burger place every day after school. On the weekends, he does odd jobs around the neighborhood. If it's a nice day, he sets up a lemonade stand outside our house. He says that's what brings in the most money. When the weather isn't so good, he does things like mowing our neighbors' lawns or walking their dogs. My parents run a gift shop together. They are both workaholics. They've been working really hard for years. They leave home at 8 a.m. and don't come back until 9 p.m. That's the reason why all this happened. Recently, this is what we've been doing in the evenings. First, we eat dinner together. Then Ethan goes to his room. He brings all the money he's made that day and gives it to Dad. Dad counts the money and writes down the amount in his notepad. Then he tells Ethan how much he still owes. So, why does Ethan owe so much money to our parents? And why does he work so hard and give them all the money he makes without complaining? Now it's time to tell you about all this. As I said before, my parents work together, and their business is their life. Their customers are usually tourists. They have to keep their gift shop open every single day of the year. So Ethan and I have had to practically raise ourselves. This has its advantages and disadvantages. The best part is we learn to take care of ourselves. On the other hand, we lacked parental discipline. There's no one around asking us, why did you do this? Or why didn't you do that? Our parents come home so tired, they don't have the energy to deal with us in the evenings. I always thought this was a blessing. I think it's wonderful to grow up without any pressure from your family. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case for my brother. He took advantage of our parents' absence and spent tons of money on video games. He was doing it for months. That's how we found out that he was really lacking parental discipline. But of course, it was too late. By the time we realized this, Ethan had almost bankrupted the family. After school, both Ethan and I would go to our rooms, and we usually wouldn't come out until after our parents came home from work. I would always do my homework first. Then I'd talk to my friends, watch TV, or spend time on TikTok or YouTube. Whenever I'd go into Ethan's room, he'd always be playing video games. So I knew he was spending most of his time gaming. But I knew that a lot of kids his age were doing the same, so I didn't really worry. But it turned out he was spending a lot of our parents' money on those games. One day, we came back from school as usual. We had a snack in the kitchen and went to our rooms. Half an hour or so had passed. That's when I heard Ethan's door open suddenly and my dad started screaming at him. Dad never comes home in the afternoons. So I panicked and went to see what was happening. Dad was holding a credit card. He waved it at Ethan, screaming, "What could you have bought that maxed out this card? And this is the company card! How did you even get this card's number?" That's how I found out that Ethan spent a ton of money on video games using our parents' credit card. My parents used this card to purchase inventory for the store. Since they make purchases from many different vendors, they didn't notice that Ethan had been using it. When my mom wanted to buy something and discovered that the card had been maxed out, she told my dad. Because the card had a really high credit limit. They never had a problem like this before. When my dad called the bank, they found out about my brother's charges. He naturally was furious and rushed home to confront my brother about it. After that, Ethan probably had the worst night of his life. My dad literally interrogated him. So he had to tell him in detail what he spent all that money on.